Hi everyone, welcome to our science lessons. Now, this whole unit in science, since you've been out of school, has been about living things. And the first part, we talked a lot about our chickens, didn't we? Because they were alive and they were growing and developing, and we had the eggs. So that was what we studied then. And we talked about the chicken life cycle. Well, we're going to talk about another type of living thing. We're going to talk about plants. Plants are also alive. They do not need the same things as all the same things as chickens or people. They also don't act the same way as animals and people, but they are still alive. And we're going to talk about what keeps them alive and how they grow, and they have their own life cycle. Now, in your packet at home, you should have a plant journal. Looks like this. Everybody should have one of these. Has a little plant on the front. It says Kindergarten Plant Journal. It has a place to write your name. Okay? I want everybody to go ahead and write their name on there right now. Go ahead and write your name on there. You need a pencil, crayons if you have them, and if your parents have it, if they say it's okay, you need scissors and glue. Or tape if you don't have glue. I'm writing Miss Thompson. You should be writing your name. Okay? Now, we're not going to open it just yet. We're going to read a book first, okay? Then we can go in our book. We're going to do an activity today about plants. The other thing that you have in your packet was a packet of seeds. Save those, or if you've already started growing them with your parents, that's fine. But we're going to do that together. And then Miss All has some science experiments she's done with plants, and we're going to do those too. And we're going to go through it and learn a lot about plants in our plant journal. All right, so now that we've written our name, put your pencils, put everything down, and we're going to talk about plants for a little bit, okay? So I have this book right here that I'm going to read to you about plants. It's called What Are Plants? Okay, plants are living things. They are made of many cells. Cells are a tiny structure that makes up all living things. We are made out of cells too. Most plants stay in one place. They cannot move around. Plants use sunlight, air, and water to make their own food. So that's a difference, huh? What about the chickens? They couldn't make their own food. I have to feed them, I have to give them chicken feed. And we can make food like in the kitchen, but we can't make our own food in our bodies. We actually have to eat it, right? Plants don't have to do that. They can't go walk to the store and buy some plant food. Plants make their own food inside their leaves. That's pretty cool. What plants? Plants need sunlight, air, and water to live and grow. Usually they get water from the soil. Plants also need nutrients. They get nutrients from the soil. Let's see what nutrients are. A nutrient is a substance a living thing needs to stay healthy. Where do we get our nutrients from? Not from dirt. No, we get our nutrients from our food that we eat, or our vitamins, or our drinks like water or orange juice. Plants, they don't need that. They get their nutrients from the soil, and that's where their water comes from. When you water a plant, it goes into the soil. You don't water the top of the plant. You can, but that's not how it sucks up the water. The water goes in the dirt. And see these roots down here? Those suck the water up into the plant so it can make its own food and grow. If you notice, it didn't say they needed food. Remember, because they make their own food. So that's a difference between people or animals. All right. This talks about some of the parts of a plant, and we're going to learn more about that tomorrow too. Most plants have three main parts. Green leaves make a plant's food, roots take in water and minerals from the soil, and stems carry food and water to all parts of the plant. So it needs the leaves to make the food, the stem takes the water up, and so does the roots, right? Now, there's also flowers and like a bud, which is a baby, like a little flower that's about to bloom. Now, reproduction is how, when it's reproduced, that means how do they make more plants? Well, most plants make seeds. so they can reproduce. Each seed contains a young tiny plant and food to help it grow. Other plants make tiny spores. So look at this dandelion right here. Do you know that when you blow this, you're actually blowing little seeds everywhere to make more of these things? I know we like to blow these to make a wish, but when you do that, these are actually little tiny seeds and you're blowing them around, and that's how the seeds travel. They blow on the wind and then land in some more grass, and then they can grow and make new plants. People use plants in many ways. Most of the food we eat comes from plants. We also make paper with plants. Plants are used to make clothing and build things like houses. What kind of plant is used to build a house? Yeah, a tree, and that's a type of plant. We even use plants to make medicines. And what's this little boy eating in the picture? He's eating corn, which comes from plants. Miss Thompson, actually, over the spring break, I planted some things. I planted some cucumbers, some tomatoes. I planted some bell peppers and jalapeno peppers. And all of those things make food that I can eat or that we can eat. You guys had planted stuff in our garden at school before school got closed. We had planted what? Who remembers? Two things: lettuce and carrots. That's right. And we were planting those, and we were going to also plant radishes. All of those things give us food. All right, let's watch this little video. Now, this video is neat. A plant grows really, really slow. But what this video did is they put a camera on the plant and they did something called a time-lapse video, where it's something that takes a long time, but it's going fast so you can see it happening. Really, this doesn't happen this fast. A seed does not grow like this, but this video is going to show you how the seed does really grow. Ready? Isn't that cool? Now, that's not really how fast it ever goes. If you go back, you can see actually where its roots were. Let's see. See those things right there? Those are the roots coming out. And then you can see where the sprout starts to grow and come up. And then it has where the seed pod, this is part of the seed. These are called the seed leaves right here that come out first. And then there's the plant. Isn't that neat? And there's the shell that was keeping the seed and the little baby plant safe. So, what we're going to do today, now that we learned a little bit about plants, we're going to go into our plant journal. Oh yeah, right here. We're going to go into our plant journal, and I want you to turn to this page. Ready? I'm going to show you the page we're doing. It's not the first page. We're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do this page right here. Can everybody see it? Go to that page. It has boxes that have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to cut these out. There's 4 of them. I want you to cut them out. If I was you, I would take this paper and I would just cut this whole part off right here so you have it. Your parents can help you. You can press pause right now if you need to and go ahead and cut it out. Go ahead and press pause and get all 4 of your pictures cut out. All right. If you are not done cutting, just like I said, press pause. If you are ready, we're going to go ahead and go right now. You should have all 4 of these pictures in front of you right now. Let's go over what you have. You should have a seed. You should have the sprout. You should have the flower, and you should have the plant. We're going to talk about the life cycle of the plant, okay? Just like we did with the chicken. Now, what do you think happens first? What do you think goes on the number 1? Yes, the seed. So you can go ahead and put your seed on number 1. You can either tape it or glue it there. So the seed comes first. Now look, this arrow is pointing to number 2. What comes next after the seed? What was next? Yeah, the sprout. We just saw that in the video, just like this. All right, and after the sprout, what comes next? Does the flower happen first or just a plant? Yeah, just the plant. And then what grows on the plant? A flower. And then look at the arrow. Look, the arrow points up to the seed again. Where did the seeds come from? From the flower. This flower inside the middle, there's more seeds. Or like on that dandelion, those were seeds that came. And can y'all hear the chickens? They're being silly running around. So when the seeds come out of the flower, they land on the ground or we plant them and then we start the life cycle all over again, right? And it just keeps going. That's the life cycle of a plant. Now you can take your time to glue these down. You can color them. You can color it green or color the soil brown and make your flower whatever color you want. All right, but you guys did a good job. And then tomorrow we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about plants, okay? Good job on your science. Kiss your brains.